Episode 20, August 2nd, 2012.
Howard and Kevin opened your mail.
And now, brothers and sisters, when I woke up this morning, I heard a disturbing sound. I said when I woke up this morning, I heard a disturbing sound.
Oh, yeah?
What I heard was the jingle jangle of 1,000 lost souls. Can I get a witness?
Sure.
I said what I heard was the jingle jangle of 1,000 lost souls who had not heard an episode of Howard and Kevin Open Your Mail in some time.
Oh, yes.
I said for some time.
I heard you sometime.
Can a brother get an amen?
Amen, brother.
But it's not too late, people. I said it's not too late. It's not too late for episode number 20. The time has come, brothers and sisters, and don't be lost. Don't be lost when the time comes.
Testify.
For the day of the Lord cometh out of deep in the night, and you will see the light. And you will see the light of Howard and Kevin Open Your Mail, episode 20. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Can a brother get an amen?
Amen.
Do you see the light, Kevin?
Yes. Yes. Jesus H. Tap dancing Christ. I have seen the light.
Amen.
Is that it?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
You did well.
Oh, good. Yeah, I saw the light, Howard.
Good.
Yes. Why did it come out of your pants?
Because I have those newfangled light pants.
Oh,
that
good.
everybody's
All right,
talking about.
that's fine. Wow. Well, that was a hell of a way to start episode 20.
I wish we just had some sort of like a Hammond organ that we could just...
Yeah, I know. We can put that in later. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
We could do that. Anyway.
All right, well, here we are.
Hello, Howard.
Counselor,
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice.
I'm very well, thank you.
So, Kevin, it's good to be back here on the airwaves.
It's been a little while, Howard.
We have been lying in a oxygen chamber. What do you call that?
We have
thing?
a deprivation chamber.
A hyperbaric chamber of some sort.
Yeah.
Getting
Sensory
ourselves ready for many months here,
Mm-hmm.
waiting for the big time to come.
The big time has come.
And
we're back on the air.
And it's episode 20.
I know, it's a big one.
We have done 19 of these, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's right. Please don't swear. Your mom listens. Sorry, Peggy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yes, we have done 19, and this is number 20, so we better make it a good one. It's also been like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, we better make it.
It's been a long time, but we're happy to be back. We hope that all you thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there have been able to hang on.
They've been clamoring for us.
Waiting
to be
and
back.
Ready to go. And so join us,
please,
as we begin episode 20 of Howard and Kevin Open Your Mail. So what do you think, Kevin? Should we start with a letter?
I think so. That's what we do on the show, right?
So this is...
I've forgotten now.
Yeah, I know, it's been a while.
Is this a karaoke contest? I can't remember what. Is this like American? I don't know what we do on the show.
It's a wet T-shirt contest. Get.
All right. Get me a bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna throw up. That's different. All right. So let's get right to a letter then, shall we?
Do it.
I've got one. Dear Howard and Kevin, ugh. That's UGH. Ugh. They say. Ugh, I hate doing laundry. Any suggestions? That's from Lisa in London, Ontario, Canada. So that's a very simple question. She didn't have much to say there. It was just, ugh, I hate doing laundry.
I like that letter. I think that's a nice letter from Lisa. She hates doing laundry. She wants some suggestions.
Okay.
And I guess what she means by suggestions is, is there some way to get out of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there isn't. That's the thing. I have a large amount of laundry to do right now that I've been putting off for about a week now. And, I'm down to wearing, irregular socks, ones that mismatch socks, and underwear that has been washed in the sink the night before, that kind of thing.
It's all threadbare.
It's all, exactly.
It's like your B set.
Yeah. I'm wearing paper towel.
Just for emergencies.
I'm wearing paper towel as underwear right now. But yeah, you know,
I'm wearing paper towel in my underwear just in case I soil myself.
It's a good idea.
You never know what
it's a poor man's diaper.
in the world of podcasting. You can't stop.
No, you can't.
You got to be prepared to stay here right through.
It's like that crazy astronaut lady who drove like state to state, you know, to go like murder her lover's lover or something, and decided to wear diapers all the way. I mean, she was an astronaut, so she thought that through. She was smart enough to do that, not smart enough not to do the murder part.
Yeah, that's.
But anyway, regardless of that,
So,
laundry is tough because it never stops. It just
Yeah.
keeps on, because we have to wear clothes every day, and you can't wear the same thing every day, or you're like a hobo.
Yeah, you know what's interesting if you think about. Somebody told me this once. If you think about the history of laundry,
Right.
and the idea that, you know, I don't know how long, but let's say 100 years ago, doing a load of laundry probably took 3 days. Right?
Right.
It was
Yeah.
a huge, you know, you had to go down to the river,
Sure, yeah.
you know, and wash each piece
Against a
of
rock.
clothing, you know,
Yeah.
and because of that, people only washed their clothes maybe once every few weeks, right? You would wear the same thing for days and days. Everybody was stinky and whatever.
Right.
You know, you might wear it for months.
Like you'd wear the same thing every day for a few weeks.
And then eventually...
Because I only do my laundry every few weeks, but I do have a bunch of different clothes.
Yeah, no, you would wear it.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is as the technology has gotten better, and, you know, after a while, they, you know, they used to have those washing machines that would sort of take a longer time, but then you had to like wring it out at the end.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
And hang it.
My parents' friends had one of those at their cottage when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it would be like a big drum, like your regular kind of washing machine that would run. But then to kind of rinse them or whatever, you'd run them through these rollers, like a hand roller at the end.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
But so what's interesting is that as the technology has made the process take less and less time,
right,
to the point where now you can do, you know, a load of laundry in a couple hours.
Sure.
Our social habits have changed so that we wash our clothes more frequently. So it's like the you know, the amount of work has sort of not gotten any less because we're now doing it a lot more.
We are,
Where it used to be, you know, you do your laundry once a month because it was such a big to do.
Yeah, and I also think this means that like just because we do laundry so often, and we are a clean kind of people now, most of us anyway.
Except that guy.
Except for most of the people I ride the subway with. It's unbelievable in the summer, the stink. I don't understand where these people think they are or how they think they could possibly go out in the day like that. But anyway, regardless of that, I just think that we've gotten to a point where the clothes have become a lot cheaper. They're made in other countries for very little money by slave labor, and we're washing them so much they're not lasting as long as they used to.
And they're not very good quality.
Because you could probably be, exactly. They're not very good quality. So it's a combination of washing it more and it not being very good quality, as compared to like you're talking about that guy who wore the same shirt for. He could probably have that shirt for his entire life.
Right.
You know, it was a well-made garment that took, you know, a good handcrafted kind of thing, and then he only washed it, you know, very rarely.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It would probably,
Yeah,
oh, wow.
we've ruined it.
We have. We totally ruined the world.
We should have kept good quality stuff.
Yeah,
but with a better, you know, better. When I do laundry, I always think of this thing. So you know how when you put the stuff in the dryer, you have to clean out the dryer lint tray, right? Every time. And so I always, you know, you take the little pile of lint and you throw it in the garbage. Yeah. But I always think to myself, you know how like pioneers used to have those, what was it called, like a spinning wheel.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Where you'd like shear a sheep and you'd get a pile of the wool, and then you would spin it into yarn, right? And it would twist it and spin it into a thing of yarn, and then you would use that to make a sweater. So I always thought, what if I collected up all sorts of dryer lint and got one of those spinning wheels and spun it into yarn, and then you could, you know, I guess you'd have to take like knitting lessons, you know, like knit one, purl two.
That's right.
You missed a stitch there, sonny.
Yeah, you'd get it from an old lady.
Yeah, you'd get your knitting figured out.
Yeah.
And I click, 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 click. You know that little sound when they knit. Anyway, and you'd knit the sweater, and then someone would say to you, "Oh, what a nice sweater! What an interesting sweater!" And you could say, "I made this sweater out of tiny little pieces of every piece of clothing I have had for the last 5 years.
It's like recycling.
Yeah. I have taken little wee fibers from everything I have ever owned in the last few years, and I've made them into this garment.
Yes.
I made something out of nothing.
You have.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool. I think you should do that.
I'm going to do that.
I mean, you're getting to the point where you I think we've talked about this in the past, is you kind of have some hobbies that one might say were the hobbies of an old grandmother, for example. So such things as making jam, and making soup and canning peaches, and so you could just add that.
And I am drinking a cup of tea right now.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people drink tea, but
no, only me and old ladies.
Oh, okay. You are drinking out of a beautiful China tea set.
That's right. But
and there's no tea in there.
So you think I should take up knitting? Is what you're saying?
I'm thinking you should add that to your repertoire of grandmotherly things.
You know what I would particularly like about the lint sweater?
Yes.
Is the idea that when you take the lint out of the dryer, depending on what color clothing you were washing, it's different colors, right? You washed all dark stuff, it's dark. Yeah. You did a load of red towels or something, the lint is going to be red. Yeah. You know how that is? And so,
towels? Blood-soaked towels?
No, red, or a tablecloth or something.
Right,
anything, red shirts or whatever. Right. You know what I mean? So the as you spun the yarn, it would change colors all the time, right? It would be a little bit of blue and then a little bit of red.
Oh yeah, you'd get quite a multicolored.
And then your new sweater would be like this splotchy melange of colors, right?
It would look terrible.
It would be cool.
Yeah, you'd never wear it.
Yeah, I would. It would be.
I mean, I never wear sweaters anyway, just because they're, regardless of what time of year it is, they're too hot. I can't wear sweaters.
But what if it was a splotchy melange of colors? Then you'd wear it. Wait till I knit you a sweater.
And probably if you don't pretty thin.
If I knit you a lint sweater, you're gonna wear it.
I'll wear it.
And by the way, Splotchy Melange is my favorite old blues artist.
He's really good.
Splotchy. Bonjour, mes amis. I'm Splotchy Melange.
That's another one of your
from
hilarious
Louisiana,
characters.
and I'm going to do a song for you now. Da, 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 da.
Is he a black man in your mind?
I am only doing the voice.
Okay, because I was going to say this is at least the third different kind of black person you've done on the show today. Although people don't even know what you look. You could be a black man. You know, we've never said you're white.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do your laundry, baby.
I think you actually might be black. Just from that voice.
I'm going to put it in the washing machine.
Is that a euphemism? That's they were all euphemisms right there.
It's going to go round and round, baby.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
It's going to get nice and clean.
Oh, God.
I'm going to do your laundry, baby. And all you got to do is love me all night long.
Didn't rhyme, but it
ladies and gentlemen, that's my new hit song. It's all about doing your laundry, baby. I'm Splotchy Malone.
Splotchy Malone.
You can see me next weekend. I'll be playing in Baton Rouge.
I think Splotchy's going to be a big breakout character for the show. Yeah. Episode 21 is going to come along, and it's going to be nothing but Splotchy. I'll just be in the background.
Nah, you'll be doing this part. Na 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 na.
Right. Na 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 na.
I gotta fold your laundry, baby.
Na 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 na. Gotta fold your laundry, baby.
They're all
if that is a euphemism, that's one of the worst I've ever heard.
Splotchy only does songs about laundry, but all sorts of different. Speaking of folding, if I was an inventor.
Yes.
Here's my thing. You know, we're talking about the technology of laundry.
Howard Edison. Yes.
Yeah. So we have very efficient machines that will wash our clothing.
Sure.
Right? Mm-hmm. We all use them every day. We have another very efficient machine that will dry the clothing.
I know where you're going with this.
But then you end up with this big basket of messy, dry laundry.
Okay.
We need to come up with a machine that will fold the laundry.
Oh, the folding. See, before that, what I thought you were going to say, which is what I've said many times, and I thought you'd just be stealing my idea, as always, was can we not come up with a washing machine that also dries?
Oh yeah, that's true.
That, I mean, it's been thousands of years
I wonder
now.
if they have that.
You know, you'd think they'd have that by now.
It's a good idea. And, okay, so what you need is one machine that will wash, dry, and fold your laundry.
The folding
you
part,
throw it all in,
yeah.
and you come out. So here's I don't know.
I have to tell you, the washing and the drying I think is quite possible. The folding would be difficult.
So here's my I'm not,
you got to get robots.
I haven't
involved.
quite, but it kind of
Okay.
I haven't quite got it worked out yet. But what I figure is that every piece of clothing has to have like some little like silicone chip in it or whatever that will tell the machine this is a shirt, this is pants, or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it would have to have, I mean, they have machines that like fold paper into envelopes and stuff like that.
True. But that's an envelope. What if it's a gigantic pair of pants? Like, how big is this?
It would have to have some sort of like little mechanical arms or something. That could, straighten it out, flatten it, and then fold it into a nice thing, and they could all be neat and piled and everything. Right. So you just throw your dirty laundry in at the beginning, press a button, walk away. An hour and a half later, it's all folded in a nice neat pile.
Little pile. That would be nice. I gotta say.
Na. I gotta fold your laundry, baby.
By the way, I literally didn't know that there are places you can take your laundry to get done. Like I thought, because there's sometimes at the dry cleaners, right, / laundromat, you can give them a big pile of laundry and they'll do their laundry.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea that was even available. Not that I would ever use it because I'm not an idiot.
What do you mean you're not an idiot?
Well, I could just go down. I'm sure it's much cheaper just to go down to the machines in my building.
You're going to pay for the service.
Yeah. But yeah, I had no idea that you could actually do that. Maybe I should do that.
I think if you have money and you want something done,
yeah, you can
pretty much find someone to do it for you.
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
And when you see all this laundry folded up nice in a basket, your loving is gonna be so sweet.
Oh, Sketchy McLean. Wait, what was his name?
Splotchy Melange.
Splotchy Melange.
I'm Splotchy Melange, mes amis.
Maybe he's not black. He's just like a Cajun guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like down south kind of Cajun kind of. So I thought you were doing like an old bluesman.
Yeah,
but he's. I was thinking
a Louisiana bluesman.
Oh, a Louisiana bluesman. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
He's not a Chicago guy.
I don't know what color he is, Kevin. It's not, I don't concern myself.
It's not at all relevant.
Issues of race.
I thought it interesting that you've done a lot of impressions today that happen to be black men.
Well, maybe the gospel preacher was also a white child that grew up in a family of black gospel preachers.
Okay, yeah, all right.
No. Anyway, so I think poor Lisa in London, who hates doing laundry.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the question was now.
You never do.
No, well, I don't, because often we don't answer it.
We always answer it. We always come back at the end.
All right. What was the question?
I hate doing laundry. Any suggestions? So maybe your suggestion is you could pay somebody to do your laundry.
Yeah, there.
Go
we
down
found it.
To the I mean, there is the old stereotype of the Chinese laundry, right? There used to be a business in big cities that Chinese families would own a laundry service, so she could go there, pay money. Or what I suggest is that she works hard to invent that washing, drying, folding machine that I have
that's what we should do.
Spelled out.
But I feel like we've given her the idea now. So if she actually does go ahead and make that machine, she owes us a lot.
Yeah, we need a little piece.
Yeah, we want a piece of that.
Plus, when Splotchy's new album called Laundry for Love comes out, maybe we can put the proceeds of that towards, the invention. Like some sort of like seed money.
Seed money. Yeah, exactly. All right, that's good.
All right, so good luck with your laundry there, Lisa. I think nothing you can do about it. It's one of those things you just got to do.
Yeah.
Just got to find you know what you do? You put our podcast on an iPod and you have something to occupy yourself while you're doing the laundry.
That's not bad. Or join a nudist colony, because then you don't have to wear clothes at all. Oh. Nothing's getting dirty.
It's true.
And there's a lot of volleyball. Like, you get a lot of exercise. If you want it, you probably have to wash yourself less because, you're often at a beach. You just go in the lake, the sea, have a little wash in there. And then, of course, I do feel I was just at a cottage for a week. And
I thought you were going to say you were at a nudist colony.
No, I wasn't. No. No, I would have really talked more about that. Mostly about the boobies I saw. But
the old saggy.
the old
German
bunch
women.
of old German women. Yeah.
They love the nudism.
No, but it's this kind of thing where it's like when you're at the cottage, it's just like I don't need a shower. I just went for a swim. I'm fine. But it doesn't really work fully because you're never fully going to get clean if you don't get soap involved, really.
No, and I mean if you're in the lake, I mean you're wet, but it is lake water. You've got all sorts of whatever in there. Fish vomit.
Fish urine. Fish vomit, yes. It's true. I'm covered in fish urine right now.
Fish vomit. The fish where I go are heavy drinkers.
I see.
They're always, they can't hold their liquor and they're throwing up all over.
You're right. Anyway, so yeah, that's the story.
No, okay, so being a nudist may save on laundry, but may create other concerns.
Yes, exactly.
You have to wash the sand out of your private parts.
Okay, all right. Well, what do you think? Have we finished that idea?
I guess so.
I like to think that people have waited 6 months for this.
Don't run us down.
I'm not running us down.
Splotchy Melange.
Splotchy Melange
will
was brilliant.
Will be well worth it for people.
I just don't want to hear about being dirty anymore. Let's stop talking about
All
that.
right, shall we read another letter?
Yes.
Okay,
You
here
got
we
one?
go. I got one. Here it
Okay.
is. You ready? Here it comes.
All
Oh my God.
Ready? Yeah, were you reading a letter or are you doing something else? What was that?
Just so excited to have another letter.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Hey guys. I was just watching Canada's greatest gift to the US at the moment, Rookie Blue, and it got me to thinking about good old television. This is a multi-part question. 1. What is the best TV show on today that we don't get in the States? 2. What is your favorite TV show of all time? And 3. What are your thoughts on British television? Thanks. And promise to never do that rerun crap again. Your pal from Oklahoma, Jarrod. That's at CM Jarrod from the podcast toamuseme.tumblr.com.
Yes.
We've heard from Jarrod before. Hi, Jarrod. Nice to hear from you. Thank you for your letter. So lots of things to address here.
Yeah, there are.
So before we even get into his actual thing, he says promise to never do that rerun crap again. So since we were off...
Is that the episode where you portrayed 70s sitcom star Rerun?
Hey, Raj.
Exactly.
Hey, I just did another black guy character.
That will never end. This will never end.
Hey. You know what's funny is like the Bill Cosby Fat Albert character, who was a large kid, used to hey.
Here's number 5.
And then
Yes.
Rerun came along on the What's Happening show, and he kind of looked like Fat Albert. He was a large young man. And he said, hey. So he kind of took the hey.
Oh, that's a good point.
And changed
it.
Do
Interesting.
you
know why it was called Rerun?
No.
Because he had repeated many grades on
Oh.
the show. So that's why they called him Rerun. Interesting, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what Jared's talking about when he says promise to never do that rerun crap.
No,
again.
I think he's like, if you're listening to all these in a row, and you've just gone from episode 19 to 20 just in a row, you won't have realized, well, you'll have realized because we've mentioned it a few times, it's been quite a while since we've done an episode. So in the meantime, we had rerun all 19 episodes.
And by rerun, all we really mean is that we posted on Facebook and Twitter,
exactly.
Hey, if you haven't heard of episode 14, why don't you check it out?
Yeah. You just want to make it clear we're not on NBC or anything like that. Yeah.
But we just wanted to remind people that we hadn't died or gone to,
Yeah. No one was really
Guatemala.
Inquiring anyway. I
No.
mean, I'm not sure anyone would notice.
But that's why, I just thought, people are going to think we're gone.
Yeah, exactly. Which we're not. We're still here.
We're here.
We're still answering letters.
Doing one episode.
We're doing it bi-yearly.
So that's what he means by that. So Jarrod wasn't keen on that. He didn't enjoy the reruns.
No.
Every time he would see something from us, he would be so excited. Oh, a new episode. Oh.
He doesn't like our... He likes our new episodes, but not our reruns.
No, he doesn't want to hear them twice.
No one should.
It's like once is enough.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so all right, there's that
right.
part. What else?
And then, so he mentions Canada's greatest gift to the U.S. at the moment, Rookie Blue.
Right,
So,
which is a television program that I have not seen.
Me neither.
Yeah, sorry. It's a lovely show. I know it's done. I know many people that work on the show because I work in the entertainment industry here in Toronto. But I have not seen the show. I know it's very popular and set. I believe it's set in Toronto, which is good. I like that when Toronto plays Toronto.
Yeah, so it's a cop show, right?
Right.
And it's supposed to be very good. So I'm glad you're enjoying that. We'll tell our friends who work on it.
Yes.
We'll tell them, hey, there's one guy in Oklahoma that likes your
enjoying
show.
the show.
So keep up the good work.
Apparently on network television, that's all you need now, though, to keep it on the air. So that's fine.
Yeah, they don't have
viewership is down.
So it got him to thinking about good old television.
Yeah.
And it's a multi-part question. So
did he mean good old television or good old television? I don't know what the answer is.
I think he means good old television.
Okay, all right.
Although it can go either way.
Because we could talk about Charles in Charge and Welcome Cotter if you want.
So this is a multi-part question. So firstly, his first question is, what is the best TV show on today, I think he means in Canada, that we don't get in the States?
That's a good question. I don't know.
So, traditionally over the years, there is obviously been a whole Canadian television industry.
There has.
And the vast majority of those shows are
Beachcomber episodes.
Are for Canadians only and don't get shown in the States.
That's true.
Yeah, the Beachcombers.
Yeah, did they get the Beachcombers down there? That's interesting.
I don't think so.
That was a show that was set it was like out west, right?
Yeah,
it was like in BC
on the Pacific,
or something.
yeah.
And it was all about beachcombers.
Guys who comb beaches.
Exactly, yes. They get out there with,
Well, what was that show?
Well, I think it was about
people who live in a small town on the ocean.
So. Yeah, and then there's like a centric character. It's a little bit like Northern Exposure without Rob Morrow. I think it was basically just about the townies. And yeah, it was very popular here in Canada.
It ran
for
like
It
decades.
was on the CBC, I believe.
So I mean, in terms of shows that are popular right now, there's ones that are kind of specifically Canadian for Canadians, like. There's a show called The Rick Mercer Report where he goes across Canada and he meets people and he does fun things and he talks about Canadian.
He's kind of our answer to like The Daily Show or that he was originally on a show called
This Hour Has 22 Minutes.
This Hour Has 22 Minutes,
which is still on.
Is that still on? Okay, that's been on for a long time too, and that's kind of our daily show. They do a funny kind of news spoof kind of show thing where they comment on today's stuff it's very local though. I don't think that would translate well to the States.
Because it's all about Canadian stuff.
Right? I mean, I don't understand half the stuff they're talking about because I don't pay enough attention to Canadian politics.
Right, they talk to all the Canadian politicians.
Yeah.
Now both Rick Mercer and the 22 Minutes guys are all from the East Coast, right? That's there's a whole kind of Newfoundland
that's why I don't like it. Anyway, what? I'm just kidding. I love the East Coast. Just kidding, guys.
Anyway, so there's a whole kind of Newfoundland comedy scene, I think.
Newfie-com.
Yeah.
Newfcom.
I am the Newfcom 3000.
Was that a black robot? Or was
that was just a robot.
All right.
Probably silvery gray.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm trying to think. Do I watch any shows right now that are only here in Canada? There's been a few popular ones over the last few years, but
I don't really much. But I don't watch much TV at all. Like I do, but I watch very specific things. So I'll get really into a show for a while. I often watch them after they've aired. Like I might catch up on like 5 seasons of Dexter, for example. Where it's like I don't have to tape it every week on the PVR or watch the commercials and stuff, and I can just watch them one after the other. That's what I do now, and I think a lot of people do that these days. I think with the advent of the DVD, people started, buying these sets and just watching an entire series in like a week.
Right.
And I often find myself doing that. And if I could skip ahead to the third part of the question, I do watch almost exclusively these days British television, because I think they make excellent shows over there. They have a very well-funded public broadcaster, the BBC, and among other many great stations over there that are willing to provide the British people with wonderful TV shows that do translate quite well over here.
See, I don't like them because I don't like reading the subtitles.
Yeah. Sometimes you
it's
need
just
them.
like speak English for God's sake.
If they're Welsh or if they're from Scotland, you have no idea what they're saying. It's true. I watch a lot of that stuff, and it's really good. The new Sherlock show is unbelievable. It's one of the best series I've ever seen. It's amazing. The modern day reimagining of Sherlock, which is getting done in the States again with on like NBC or something, which I'm pre-hating because I want nothing to do with that. Just because I like the regular BBC Sherlock so much better.
Well, aren't you snobby?
I am very snobby. Yes, I don't like when they try to bring. Although The Office was a success, but there's been very few. Sanford and Son.
All in the Family.
All in the Family, yes.
And I'm sure dozens more.
Yeah.
Why is it that they have to take their ideas all the time? Why can't they think of their own ideas?
Because they have no ideas. Because they're creatively corrupt.
Oh, I see. Now, just going back to Canadian television shows.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the Beachcombers.
Mm-hmm.
What about Just Like Mom? Remember that show?
Yes, I do.
There's a whole sort of genre of Canadian game shows.
Yeah, there is.
That we're never seen elsewhere.
There was the host on that show was a guy named Fergie Oliver. Oliver.
Yeah, I specifically like to remind people there was no I. It was O-L-V-E-R. Yeah,
right. Okay.
Weird name.
It was a weird name. Well, he's a weird guy because there's a hilarious video on YouTube, which I'm sure you all could find, of him he was just relating to the children on the show. He's just the host, but the way they put these clips together, he looks like a pedophile. Because he's just constantly asking little girls for kisses. And it's just like, it made total sense back in the 80s when we were watching this show. It was fine. He was the host. He was just being cute. But the way that they've edited this video makes him look absolutely terrible. And it's very, very funny.
Creepy.
So, yeah. Search for that Fergie Oliver on Just Like Mom.
And then there was Definition. Remember
Definition? Definition, which was a game show.
Yeah, wasn't Just Like Mom kind of a game show too? Or?
Well, a little bit. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But Definition is more of a traditional game show with adults.
Yes.
And what was that about? How did that work?
You had to. I guess they put up a word and you had to define it or something.
I guess so.
Or they put up a definition, you had to say the word. I don't remember now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those low budget game shows.
And
you would win. You'd get the person would get so excited that the prizes on these shows were always like, oh, you get a hamburger.
Yes, exactly. A free hamburger from McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. Yeah, they didn't have a lot of money here. It wasn't like the $74,000 question or whatever.
Yeah.
In the States.
64,000.
There you go.
And then there were sort of kids shows that I think we're only seeing here. Like when I was a little kid, I used to love Mr. Dress Up.
Oh yeah, Mr. Dress Up was great.
It was a bit like Mr. Rogers, but I thought better.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Not that I'm running down Mr. Rogers.
No,
he was
Rogers
wonderful.
was great, but Mr. Dress Up was really good. It was the same kind of thing. He had puppets and little friends and stuff.
But I always loved Mr. Dress Up.
Yeah,
and what about the hilarious House of Frightenstein?
Oh yeah.
Did that get seen in the States?
Maybe, I don't know. I wonder because that was a very weird show.
Yeah, wacky stuff.
Sort
of a strange play on monsters and.
Yeah, it was like I don't really remember much about it, but it was it was just kind of monster based kind of show.
And then of course there's been a whole sort of series of Canadian like sitcoms.
Sure.
Like. You just the other day you mentioned The Trouble with Tracy.
Oh, that's right.
Which was like this terrible, terrible show.
Yeah, but it was like a daily soap opera kind of show, but it was a comedy
form. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would play sort of at lunch hour. Kids would watch it at lunch hour when they came home from school.
Right. Yeah.
And it was weird, but it was just like, and I think it was actually based originally on like a radio show that had been on the air like decades before.
Really? Okay.
And then they like redid it on TV, but there was no action, right? Because it was supposed to just be on the radio. So basically people sitting in a living room making bad jokes. And then
that ran for 1,000 episodes or something.
Oh yeah, some insane thing.
Yeah.
But it was probably cost $3 to make.
Probably,
right?
yeah.
So that's why they keep
Can you
going.
imagine trying to write a comedy show every day?
Yeah.
I mean, if I write one joke a month, I'm excited. I can't imagine that happening.
And then, of course, there was one of the big hit successes of Canadian sitcom history, The King of Kensington.
Oh, yeah, that was huge.
Kensington is like a neighborhood downtown Toronto. And,
True. That was Al Waxman.
Yep. I don't
Starred
really
as the
remember
King of Kensington.
that much about the show, but
Neither do I.
but I really remember the opening title sequence.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you can find that on YouTube. We should put a link.
Because they had that song. When he walks down the street, he smiles at everyone. Remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
Everyone that he meets calls him King of Kensington.
That must have been weird for him.
And then at the very end of the minute-long opening title sequence, it would be like, he's the King of Kensington. And then you hear this voice say, what a guy.
Really?
What a guy. I always used to think about the actor who got called in.
To just do that line.
It's like, we need a guy to say, what a guy.
I bet it was a black man.
For decades. No, I think it was more like an Italian guy.
Okay.
For like decades. Well, maybe not decades, but for season after season after season,
Right.
episode after episode, he got paid just for saying, what a guy.
That's so funny. Wow.
Anyway, King of Kensington. So Canadian TV.
So there you go.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of bad and a lot of good.
We have.
What is your favorite TV show of all time?
Yeah. See, I don't really.
Asks Jarrod.
I don't have one.
You hate
I
everything.
cannot-
That's
well,
why.
No, not at all. I love lots of things, but that's the point, right? I love lots of things, and I can never really like. People say that to me all the time. They know I'm into like movies and stuff, and they say, "Oh, what's your favorite movie?" I'm like, I can't answer that. It changes from day to day. Whatever mood I'm in. Like I have many favorite films, but I could never narrow it down to one.
If I had to say what's my favorite TV show,
Like, how do you say what's your favorite song?
Yeah.
You know, it's like how can you possibly decide that?
No, I agree. At some point in that kind of a question, you're just deciding it, even though it may not be truly true. You've just decided I'm going to call this one.
Yeah, because I heard it on the radio while I was coming in. You know what I mean? It's like
I love that song.
Oh, that's a good song.
Yeah, I think although I agree with you, I mean, it would probably be easier to say what's your 10 favorite shows or something. But I think if I had to pick one that I truly, if I had to go away to a desert island and I could only take one show kind of a thing.
Mork and Mindy.
I think it would be Just Like Mom.
Just Like Mom.
I
With
think
Fergie Olver.
Yes, especially now that you told me about the creepy stuff.
Watch that video now.
I think it would probably be MASH.
Oh, MASH. Yeah, it's a wonderful show.
Even though
really
there's many other shows I've also loved, but I think that show always really, I felt emotionally involved in that show.
Yes,
It
I
really
understand.
touched me.
Well, it was good. It did it very well because it was a comedy show, but it also had serious elements to it.
Yeah.
And I think it did it quite well in a way that I think a lot of shows have tried to capture since then and have failed because it's not always easy to have that kind of that good comedy, but also a little bit of pathos.
So yeah, I haven't seen it in a few years, but I think I would still like it.
Yeah.
Should just watch the entire 11 seasons or whatever.
You could. On the DVDs, you can turn off the laugh track and just watch the entire show as if it was, kind of more of a modern sans laugh track show.
It's interesting. When they originally broadcast those shows, they did have a laugh track, but they never used the laugh track in the operating room.
Right.
When they were doing surgery, even though they would sometimes make jokes in there, they would leave the laugh track off.
Yeah.
An interesting creative choice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and we have deliberately left our laugh track off too.
We have, yeah.
That's because we record the show in an operating room.
That's right. Yes. Well, we're operating.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't think this guy's going to make it. just for the record, we've gone on a little bit too long with the Canadian Television Talk, and his aorta has burst.
Oh well.
So
what a shame.
Yeah.
Hey, could you move that spleen over? I want to put my cup of tea down.
Yeah. No problem.
Okay, where's Jarrod's letter here? I think we've covered it. What's the best TV show? What's your favorite TV show of all
I think we
time?
did pretty well.
It was reruns.
This is exciting. You're recounting just to yourself what was in the letter. This is why people are
just
waiting
trying
6
to
months for
just
this
trying
show.
to be thorough here, making sure we do not miss anything.
All right.
Should I
do another hilarious voice?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, hey, I'm Stinky.
Is that Stinky?
Okay, yeah.
That's what they call me.
Stinky.
What a guy.
Hey, how you doing?
What a guy. So, are we ready to move on?
Sure. What do you got?
Thank you for your letter, Jarrod. Hope everything's going well in Oklahoma City, or is he from Oklahoma City? I don't know. Or just let's just say Oklahoma.
He's not from Oklahoma City at all, I don't think, but whatever.
Some city.
Maybe not. He might live out of the country. In my mind, Oklahoma is all country. You know,
Let's not get into that again.
No, yeah. Let's not get into what I don't know about Oklahoma.
All right.
Anyway,
is it time to move on?
Well,
to...
maybe. What do we do towards the end of the show, Howard? I think it's a little thing that we like to call that I mentioned briefly. Follow-ups with Howard.
Thank you. Well, sirs and madams, it is time to follow up episode 19.
I'm just going to go to the bathroom.
It seems like a long time ago, but you can stay.
Okay.
How about this? Can a brother get an amen?
Amen, brother.
See, you got something to do. Okay, so way back.
Is this the show we're going to be like accused of being racist?
No, I don't.
I'm just wondering.
You know what I find
I
funny?
mentioned black people a lot. You've been doing some questionable impressions. Then we said rap music sucks.
But if I sat here and did like a Scottish accent,
Yeah.
nobody would say I was racist, right? So if I do an accent of a man from India,
Yeah.
that makes me racist. It's just an accent. What?
That's true. That's not at all.
If you sit here and if I said something derogatory which judges all black
Yes.
people as negative in some way,
or
then
if you
that's
said like
racist.
all Scotsmen are dumb,
Right.
Yeah, that would.
But if
probably
I'm
be
just
offensive.
trying to, copy a little, stereotypical voice.
I'm just thinking how the listeners.
Just a voice.
Because we know we're fine, but yeah, it seems like the second you even mention anything like that, people kind of get,
Right.
their,
Well, maybe.
dander up.
All right. So if I just want you both to know, Kevin is the racist one.
You both know. You finally admitted, our audience.
Oh.
I just wanted you both to know.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Both of you listeners.
Both
yeah.
listeners. Anyway.
All right. Going all the way back to episode 19, which
Yes.
seems like a long time ago, but
Yeah.
nevertheless. So this is a little bit of a funny coincidence. I did a stupid opening thing where I pretended we were opening up the old Lone Ranger radio show.
Oh,
Remember
right.
the
Yes, I
Lone
remember.
Ranger?
Oh, yes. I got to play Tonto.
Yes, you did, Kimosabi. And in chatting about that old thing, the Lone Ranger, I sort of said, it's funny that there's never been a major motion picture of the Lone Ranger. You think it would be an obvious thing, right?
Yeah.
And
I know
I
where you're
even
going with
said, it could be like Johnny Depp or something like that. and I swear to our listeners, I did not know that they are, in fact, right now making a Lone Ranger major motion picture.
They are.
And the ironic thing is that Johnny Depp is in it,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't play the Lone Ranger.
No,
That's the part that I didn't have right.
Yes.
He plays Tonto.
He does. That's
Now
right.
talk about racist. Is that okay for a white man to play a
I
Native
think so.
American?
I think so.
Aren't there going to be a lot of Native American actors out there going, "Hey, I'm trying to get a gig over here"? And this guy's, isn't it like the olden days again?
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder about that. But no, I think it's fine. Ben Kingsley played Gandhi.
True. Different kind of Indian, but I know what you mean.
I wasn't trying to say there was the same kind of Indian, but anyway.
Kevin doesn't know the difference
Yeah.
because he's racist.
It's not my fault. They called them Indians when they came over.
They're still
Doesn't
sticking
make
with
any
that
sense.
all these decades. You think by now
What
somebody
racists are?
No, just like in the normal sort of, like you can even see
In the
the
vernacular.
Department of Indian Affairs and stuff like that.
Oh,
You
I
think
see,
by
yeah.
now they would have changed all that
No, I
and
know.
said to people,
Yeah.
maybe it's not what we want to be called. Anyway, it's not my problem.
I don't think they do want to be called that, do they?
But it's still used quite commonly.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, whatever. So there's a big budget Disney blockbuster, The Lone Ranger, coming out.
Yes.
Johnny Depp as Tonto.
Right.
And the Lone Ranger is going to be played by this actor, Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer. Yeah, he played the twins in the social
The
media
Winklevoss
movie.
twins.
Yeah, the Winklevoss in Social
So there's
Network.
two of him. Is that what you're saying?
No, there's only one.
How do they do that? So he's going to be the Lone Ranger. Now, this is totally an aside, but when I looked that up, I thought Armie Hammer is his name. So his real name is Armand.
Mm-hmm.
Armie is short for Armand.
Hammer.
So his name is Armand Hammer, which is interesting in two ways. One, because there was, and I thought that sounds familiar. So there's an American billionaire oil tycoon earlier in the 20th century. His name was Armand Hammer.
Oh,
He
I didn't know that.
Occidental Petroleum or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's like a sort of a well-known...
That was the first thing you thought of?
Yeah, well,
the first thing I thought of was Arm & Hammer baking soda.
That's
for
the
God's
other
sakes.
thing.
That's
so
what
then,
he sounds like.
exactly. So then it turns out that this well-known billionaire, Armand Hammer,
Yeah.
that you would think that he must have owned that company, Armand Hammer, and it was like, you know, a little play on his own name.
Yeah.
Turns out no.
Oh.
It turns out the baking soda company comes before him.
Oh, really?
It actually predated him.
Oh, wow.
So it was just a total coincidence that the Arm and Hammer, and that his name was Armand Hammer.
You'd think Army Hammer's parents, though, at this point, would have maybe not named the child that. Armand Hammer.
Yeah.
And I can see why he's become Army Hammer, because that's a little further away. Like Armand Hammer sounds like Arm and Hammer.
Yeah.
Like it really does. So I can see why he's gone with the Army. But it's a shame, that name. I mean, plus if you're getting into show business, I mean, people pick weird names in show business all the time anyway, unless you're Jewish. You know, John Leibowitz becomes John Stewart. But not that, you know, Jewish names are weird, but it's Hollywood, right? This is why they do it. So maybe you didn't change it because, well, it is, you know, no one else is going to have that name.
I guess so.
But
but
you think
Army.
it would maybe Army Hanson or something, you know, he changed the
Or even get rid of the Army. Like, you know,
the
maybe
Army's
it
the
could
weird
be
part,
like,
maybe.
you know.
Well, to be an action star, he could have been like Butch Hammer, you know, or something like that.
Or something really manly like Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin Hammer.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's really working. Maybe something like, what's like a really like Butch Hammer or like
Roscoe
Hammer? I don't know. That's a little weird.
Nate.
Nate Hammer. No.
How about Otis?
Yeah, okay, that works.
Otis?
Yeah, Otis
fine. Hammer.
Better than Army.
Or it could be like, so this was Arm and Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was like, you know, his name was like, you know, Footend? Or something.
What, Footend?
Footend Hammer.
Footend
Hammer. Or, you know, Fist End.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you know.
Fist Hammer. That's not bad.
Yeah. Cock End.
Cock and Hammer.
Or how about, his first name could be Cock Like a.
Cock like a hammer. That's just stupid. That is remarkably stupid.
Hi, madam.
All right. Anyway, so that was follow-up.
So Johnny Depp and Armie Hammer.
Apparently, you're deciding what's happening in Hollywood. That's the point of your follow-up.
Apparently, I suggested
this is why you do follow-ups, isn't it? So you can tell the world, gloating about your accomplishments.
All right. The next thing was one of those follow-ups that you forced me to do by saying, "Oh, I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to have to follow it up."
I love doing those.
Which
I
was
think one for this episode.
We had a letter from St. Catharines, Ontario, and you said, "Oh, I wonder what St. Catharines was named after, or who St. Catharines was named after." So the funny thing about the community of St. Catharines, Ontario, is that it was named after this woman. There was a prominent businessman / judge in the area in the end of the 18th century named Robert Hamilton, and his wife was a beloved local woman named Catherine Hamilton.
Was Hamilton the city named after Hamilton?
You know what? I don't know. Great.
That's a follow-up.
Oh, for God's sake.
I did it. Yeah. Excellent.
So they named the town after this woman, Catherine Hamilton. But why would they call it St. Catharines? She wasn't a saint. She was just a lady who lived there.
Oh,
right?
That's really weird. Yeah.
St. Catherine is Catherine of Siena, who was the patron saint of Italy.
But it
has nothing to do with that thing. So they wanted to name this place after this lady, Catherine, but for some reason they called it St. Catharines. And according to the things I've read, nobody really knows why. It's just one of those lost bits of history.
I think Catherine, Ontario would have been lovely.
Catherine, Ontario, yeah. You like her, you name it after her.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Catherine Town, or Catherineville, or something.
Charlottesville.
Catton.
Charlottesville.
So anyway, Catherine Hamilton. They're out of the end of the 18th century.
All right. And you're going to look into the Hamilton picture.
Yeah, that's next time.
Gotcha.
Now, the last thing to follow up, just to finish off a little thing that we've been following up regularly, in case there's anyone out there curious about Toronto Mayor Rob Ford's weight loss contest campaign thing.
I know I am.
So he started out with a highly hyped campaign to try to lose 50 pounds. but he only ended up losing 17.
Oh, that's
17 pounds during 5 months of dieting.
Wait, how much was he trying to lose?
50.
Okay, and he lost 17.
Yeah.
So
And
it's not really close.
as he stepped off the weight scale for the final weigh-in, he slipped and twisted his ankle. So it's like the scale saying, "We'll show you."
Oh my God! Wow.
So
that's funny.
he both didn't make his goal and he got a sore ankle out of the deal.
Poor Rob.
He says, "I could have done better. Anyways, we'll keep working hard to cut down." That's how he talks.
Gave him a southern accent.
At one point, he had been as much as 22 pounds down, but he eventually gained some of it back.
Well, you know,
And he got into like rescheduling and canceling his weekly weigh-ins because he was embarrassed. I think
Yes.
it was like, and then he started getting.
Why would he ever think
and
that
the funny,
would
there
work?
were a bunch of stories in the paper about how he would be like really annoyed at all the reporters when they would ask him
Right.
how it was going, and he'd be
Right.
like, it's none of your business and all this, and they were all like, "You started it.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't our idea. You're the one
Yeah.
who made a big thing about how you wanted to do this,
Yeah.
this publicity thing."
How dare you ask me about this thing that I set up? Wow.
And his brother Doug, who's a
Wow.
city councilor,
Genius.
he lost 35 pounds.
No, that's not bad.
So he started at 265. He's down to 230.
All right.
Rob Ford started at 330 and is down to
330.
Yeah, down to
Wow.
313.
I've betrayed Rob Ford at several parties not several parties. At one
Betrayed him?
Betrayed him. No, portrayed him at a Halloween party. I almost not 330 pounds. I should have beefed up for the role.
Yes.
What was I thinking?
It's estimated the weight loss challenge will raise about $14,000 for charity.
Oh.
Now I donated $13,500 myself,
You
so
did,
I
yeah.
don't think they did that well.
Yeah,
That's all
it's
I'm
a shame
saying.
your kids aren't going to college. It was worth it.
Anyway, that's following up.
All right, great.
Let's close the old follow-up. All right. What was that, like a trunk?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the
Close
trunk
the
of
old
follow-ups.
follow-up trunk.
Yeah.
Well, folks, it's been a wonderful time. A delightful...
You got really serious there towards the end. Is this the kind of that serious part like they used to do in like a show in the 60s, like a variety show?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, it's been a wonderful night, but I just want you to all to know that we love you. We love that you came that we could bring our show into your house tonight. And be good to each other. Something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Or you know what? Maybe we should make the whole, next time we do an episode, we make the whole thing serious so we could announce it as
I'd love it.
next week, a very special
Yeah.
Howard and Kevin Open Your Mail.
I love that
Where
idea.
we read one letter from, some sad child
Yeah, that's right. He's like,
who's,
I'm not sure my parents are going to be able to afford Christmas gifts this
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
And then another letter from someone who's, I fell down the stairs and broke my back. Do you have any recommendations for books?
Yeah, exactly.
The whole show is like really serious. and we
Serious,
get into
sad
like,
books.
yeah, that's a great idea.
Folks, as always, subscribe to us on iTunes
Yeah, yeah.
so that you can have our show pop right in your iTunes and your iPod there.
Every 6
Just
months.
goes boop. Yeah, whenever it comes, you'll be the first to know.
You'll be the first to know.
Of course, our shows are posted on the YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can click right there and play them while you're at work.
That's right, because nobody wants to work at work.
And you also got your Facebook, which you can like, and then you'll see our...
Well, like us on Facebook. Don't like Facebook.
Oh,
itself.
yeah, that's true. You
Well,
could
you
like,
can,
you
but-
could like our page on Facebook,
Yeah.
and then when we do 20 more reruns to make Jarrod excited, you'll hear about them.
Yeah, the reruns will start next week.
And of course, we're also on the Twitter.
Yep.
So, tweet us. What is it?
Tweet us.
What do you do?
Tweet to us. You can
like,
follow us and
follow
then
us.
tweet to us.
That's it. Stop following me, or I'll have you arrested.
No.
And of course, our website, HowardandKevin.com. Go there.
We're just saying, go there and
Click it.
Yeah.
Visit it. Be on it. It wants you on it. And you can find there, we have all the old shows there, show notes that we write up that no one ever reads, but we
Nah.
have them there anyway.
Yeah.
And
You took the time, damn it. You could read it.
yeah, it's the least you could do,
Jeez.
considering all we do for you.
I know.
And then, you know, some other little things there too. And of course, that's the list.
All right, that's good. Wow, that took us like 20 minutes. Well, thank you very much, Howard. It's been a pleasure to do episode 20 with you.
And likewise, Kevin, thank
you for all the hilarious voices. Another good show for your voices. And I'm just
Thank
doing
you. Thanks, Stinky.
yeah, that's great. I like that new character.
What about?
He's got a.
Splotchy Malone.
It's watching him along.
Sing 'em.
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll come back in the future.
His new hit song, Laundry for Love.
That's gonna be a big hit.
I know.
I won't ever hear it because I don't listen to the radio. But you know. Well, thank you.
And you, and thanks everyone for listening and for your letters, and write us more, and see you soon.
And don't forget, on HowardandKevin.com, you too can send us a letter, which we might just read and answer on.
Howard and Kevin open your mail.